Hello, Aquarius. Thank you so much for joining me. So as always, before we get started, we're going to take a look at your oracle cards. And this week, Aquarius, from Le Vampire, you pulled the Past of Prison, bitterness, grudge, and refusal to let go. And then from Chakra Wisdom, you pulled Balance. Now, the Past of Prison is exactly what it says it is. The past is holding you a prisoner. There is a need here for you to let go of whatever has happened in the past so that you can move forward. We don't want to take painful things from the past with us when we're moving into new cycles in our life and new situations, because it plays a part in affecting the outcome. When you look at that with balance, balance is talking about running towards something may chase it away and needing to be careful about being deceived by your own desires. You know, the key ideas talk about chasing illusions and compulsive behavior and imbalances and needing to honor yourself and honor your values. The way to find balance for you is to let go of the past and whatever bitterness in the past may be holding you back from attaining, balance in your life and attaining your desires as well. All right, Aquarius, here we go. Here is the energy coming through, the Four of Swords. So some of you are taking a break, doing some recuperating, maybe doing some meditating. But this is, it's the moment where you get to rest after battle. And I love the way that this card is painted, because immediately I think of, yes, relaxation. Out of difficulties, I get to relax now. And in the past, the Three of Wands. So, looking at the two, it's almost like, okay, now things are starting to come together. Now I'm going to take a break here, right? The Three of Wands, for me, when I look at this card and you're looking out over this cliff, you should already know what to expect, because this is what you've been working toward. Whether the ships are coming in or going out, you're starting to see things take shape through the actions that you took to start manifesting the things that you want here. There is, travel here as well, but I'm seeing you putting plans into actions, and you're looking at what your goals are, and you're starting to see those things take shape. And again, it's through your own actions. But then you get to the Four of Swords where you're like, you know what? Everything's going smoothly. I'm going to take a break now. Oh, in the present. The Ten of Swords. So, and that makes sense now with looking at the Four of Swords. In the present moment, there is this painful ending happening. But the big thing with the Ten of Swords is that this is the ending of pain. We have a tendency sometimes to hang on to painful situations even after they've ended, and we revert to the coulda, woulda, shoulda. But it's over now. It is the ending of pain, but it's just dealing with a difficult ending. And then seeing the Four of Swords, it makes sense, because I would be like that too. Definitely needing to take a break out of that kind of a situation. But I'm looking at the Three of Wands as the past coming through, and it almost has this feeling of, for some of you, laying down some plans, taking some action, start seeing things unfold, but then all of a sudden, boom, the energy just shifts immediately. And I wonder if it's like two separate situations here, where you have the things that you're working toward, but there's something internally that is completing itself in what can be a very painful way. Oh, future conditions, the devil. Okay, so, again, this goes back to what I was saying about the Ten of Swords. You have to accept that this is the end. You can't chain yourself to the coulda, woulda, shouldas. You can't do that, because it's over. It's over. Seeing the devil is like the chains not being tight is suggesting that you're doing this to yourself. And there's a need here for you to release yourself of what is like oppressing you. And it may have to do with the way that you're thinking because of the sword energy here. But, you know, it's like working towards something and then having it fall apart and then like being stuck with it almost, you know. And again, the past of prison, right? Like it has a feeling of where you were working towards something and it didn't exactly work out the way that you expected it to, and you're just chaining yourself to like what I feel like are devastating thoughts around this ending. When we revert back to that coulda, woulda, shoulda, we're just replaying it over and over and over again. And really there's a need for you to get out of that way of thinking, you know. Bad thoughts with the devil, bad thoughts that are holding you back. Your best path to follow, the Hangman. This is Spirit's advice to you. When you're reflecting here with the Four of Swords, there is a need for you to see the situation differently. The Hangman is about seeing things in a different perspective. This is a self-imposed limbo. Sorry about that, guys. I have a bad habit of not checking my battery. But anyway, the important thing here with the Hangman is you need to put your ego aside in order to see all perspectives of a situation. Spirit is telling you that there is more to see here. And it's not saying that you should be hanging on to this painful ending. You need to see it differently so that you can attain that enlightenment here about, you know, why these things are happening the way they are. When it started out so positive, it's like, boom, what the hell, right? Spirit is saying, just hang on a minute, there's more to see here. In your environment, the Six of Coins, this is the give and take. This is about giving and receiving. You're only ever going to get out of a situation what you put into it. So if you give time and effort and resources to the things that you are trying to manifest, you're going to receive exactly what you're expecting here with the Three of Wands. So there's like a different path happening here. Like I said before, it's like two different things are happening with you. But for some reason, there is a focus on the negative when there needs to be a release of the painful ending, you know. And maybe stop thinking about it so much, right? And start thinking about receiving the good things that you've been working toward. Your hopes and your fears. Now, seeing this here is suggesting that you have a stable foundation. There is stability in your life. This is laying down the roots, you know, stable home, financial security. But, you know, I'm looking at these tens and you in the middle. And it's like, I think financially you guys are doing fine in terms of that, right? Like, you're thinking about, you know, what can I put into this that is going to produce these results, because this is what you're hoping for. But when it comes to the other part of the cycles happening here, it's like you're thinking about the fact that there was this painful ending, but then you're also looking at the stable foundation. And it's like where your focus is not in the right spot. It's like you need to place your focus on, you know, the stability that you have in your life rather than the things that didn't work out. Ooh, and the outcome. Aquarius, I'm telling you, you need to release yourself from bad thinking. Spirit is really saying that there is a need here for you to see things differently, because if you don't and you maintain the focus on the pain and chaining yourself to that, that is going to lead to heartbreaking emotions. The Five of Cups is, you know, emotional pain, and I feel this sense of heartbreak around this. It's like being stuck in the negative emotions instead of focusing on, you know, putting more time and effort into the things that you're wanting to receive. You know, I would be careful here with the Five of Cups. And I feel like, you know, the big message here is that when you're looking at painful endings, there's importance here in that not all is lost. That has always been the big message with the Five of Cups. Not all is lost here. You're supposed to be building on what you still have, right? I think that you have stability, and I think that you have like really fantastic ideas on, you know, what you're doing in terms of like manifesting in the physical. It's just like something spiritual and emotional is happening on a much different level for some of you guys. And the third eye, oh wow, Aquarius, your heart chakra. If you are feeling a block here, it is only ever blocked by grief. And that is where the Five of Cups is coming in. You know, this is about relationships, compassion, forgiveness. It's where the lower chakras start to merge with the upper ones. And there is a need here for you to unblock your heart center. And that's done through wisdom. And that wisdom is going to be coming through the third eye. When you are doing this meditation here with the Four of Swords, you're looking at, and I'm telling you, there's two different sides to this where, you know, there's these painful endings, but then you're also looking toward really putting in the effort to receive what you're really wanting here. And you're doing that through visualization with the third eye, right? This is where, you know, before you hit the seventh chakra and you start to see the divine start giving you messages, this is about, you know, your own visualizations on what you truly want to see in your life. And it's only ever blocked by illusions. And, you know, I don't think that you're doing that to yourself. I think the only illusion here is that, you know, there's something else that you could have done to prevent this energy of the Ten of Swords. And nothing you could have done would stop this cycle from ending the way that it did. But you need to trust and allow things to flow and unfold. And again, the grief with the heart chakra, that needs to be dealt with so that that can start spinning right. And it's the same thing with the third eye. Wow, Aquarius. All right, we're going to take a look at the romance angels to see what is going on for you guys in terms of love. But two chakras that may be blocked for you right now that some of you may need to start working on. But I feel like you're going to receive some wisdom out of this. Through your experience and through the efforts that you put through in, you know, fixing these blocks within your chakras. Finances and career, and you guys, and this seems to be continuous too throughout this week. Finances and career. Financial issues are a factor in your love life right now. And it may be, for some of you, there may be, you know, more focus on the career instead of the relationship right now. And my advice with this is to be careful, you know, about it causing a wall between you and your partner. And as far as new love goes, when this new person is coming in, before you start acting on this new love. Okay, Aquarius, sorry about that. I have a really bad habit of not checking my battery. So now back to new love when we're talking about the romance angels. Before you even consider getting involved with a new person, if you have a new love coming into your life, you have to deal with these chakras. These two need to become unblocked. There are two things going on here. You have a painful ending that's happening, and instead of thinking about the time and effort that you could be putting into the things that you want to manifest, instead you're chaining yourself to this pain, and it's coming out in your outcome. Emotional pain sucks ass, but you cannot chain yourself to the things that are gone. These are situations that are over with now. And when you're looking at the Ten of Swords again, it is the ending of pain for you. This is not a cycle that needs to repeat itself. The only reason why it ever does is because our focus is there. When you place your focus on those things, we continue to start manifesting them in the future. But you know, I'm seeing the Ten of Coins in your hopes and your fears, and it's suggesting that you have a stable foundation, that there is a possibility here for financial security, but it's only through your own efforts here. Whatever you put into something is exactly what you're going to get out of it. This is the give and take, the giving and receiving, right? But what you're receiving, I think for some of you, is not what you expected. Because seeing the Three of Wands, again, you should already know what to expect here when you're looking out. Whether the ships are coming in or going out, it doesn't matter here because these are the efforts that you put through. And for some reason, for some of you, things didn't exactly work out the way that I think that some of you expected it to. But then there are things that I think that are happening that are out of your control. It's almost like this cycle needed to come to an end here, but instead of placing your focus on putting forth time and effort into what you want to manifest, you're seeing the pain. And you know, again, the past of prison, if you guys are looking at the past and you're thinking, you know what, I did what I was supposed to and the universe sucks ass because it wasn't responding to me, you have to let go of that. Maybe this was something that had to happen. And then, you know, as far as balance too, there needs to be honesty with yourself about the things that you're trying to attain. Right? You have to be careful about going after things that aren't worthy of you, is the best way to put it. If it's not worthy of you and your abilities and the efforts you put through, it's not something that's going to manifest. And sometimes that's hard for people to see, and it's understandable. And again, I would want to be like this too. Like, fuck it. I'm not dealing with this. I want to just sit back and be. But what's happening here instead is that your thinking is not in the right spot. But again, there's understanding here. I understand. But you definitely have to get these chakras unblocked. And I feel like you're going to get a lot of wisdom out of this experience and out of what you do to get these chakras spinning again and getting your focus away from the pain and start manifesting the things that you actually want to see.